Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 16th of May, 2023. Great streaming week, and this was my final consecutive day of said streaming week. Great progress, great new game in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Incredible amounts of support. I mean, where do I begin, right? I guess, first of all, let's talk about the day and how it went today. Let's talk about the future because there are now changes to the schedule directly dependent on the feedback I received today. And we have some good updates in regards to ongoing playthroughs because we had some great progress in a game today. So here we go. First of all, on today's Level 1 podcast, talked about a variety of topics as usual. One of the things that I did address was the incredible amount of support that I received this week. And quite frankly, the elephant in the room that a lot of it came from one person who is a relative newcomer. No one had really known who this person was. And I had a good discussion about it because, you know, when something like this happens, first of all, I'm incredibly grateful for any support that I get on any of my content, regardless. But when that kind of crazy support is happening, a lot of people tend to be skeptical because we've been down this road before where people come out and they start supporting. The next thing you know, oh, it was a trick. Here's some chargebacks, and here's this and here's that. You know, had some pretty good conversation about it, not only with the viewing audience, but also with the person themselves. They seem legit. I would say watch the podcast this morning to see how it all went down. And basically, you know, also some other, you know, news discussion and stuff like that. So good podcast overall. A lot of the Q&A and stuff that happened after the fact as well. The first stream today was the continuation of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom per your vote. You guys voted overnight on a poll, and Tears of the Kingdom won by an overwhelming majority. It ended up actually being, from what I saw, I believe it was like 45 to 50% of the vote for Zelda. So I was like, wow, that's obviously a big majority. People wanted it. And it went really well today. Today we continued to head north-northwest in the game. We actually ended up arriving at the Rito Village. If you remember, Rito Village was the village of the people who are like bird hybrids. And in the first game, it was a lot of flight, and it was one of the big dungeons was there. Well, in this one, you arrive, and the whole village is frozen. Completely different climate and situation from Breath of the Wild. So, interesting to get into the lore of the game. We explored a lot, continued on with the story, headed up into the snowy mountains, and basically by the end of the stream, we're set up to hit up a major dungeon. One of the big major dungeons of the game. We're right there on its doorstep, okay? So it was bittersweet because we did good progress today and everyone had a great time. But at the end of the stream, we kind of had, blue balls. Because, like, man, now we sadly cannot get to what we wanted to do and finish up with this you know, dungeon, start it and see what it's all about. So it was funny because I'm ending the stream and a lot of people are like, all right, well, when are you going to play Zelda again? Because now you're right at the first dungeon. We're actually excited to see it. And I'm like, well, you know, looking at everything that we've got here, I would definitely like to do it sooner rather than later, but let's look at the schedule. So I start looking at the schedule. I'm like, all right, so I'm off tomorrow. Thursday, we're doing Star Wars. Friday, we're doing Elden Ring. Saturday is React Saturday. Sunday is a special Street Fighter Marathon, so we're not playing it again till Monday, almost a whole freaking week. And I looked, I was like, wow, that does kind of suck. That's pretty bad that we have to wait like a whole freaking week in order to play this again. So people basically said, could you please not do that? Could you change your mind on the schedule? I said, all right, let me think about it over the course of today, and I'll come to a conclusion. I have. I'm going to tell you that right here on the show. Okay? Well, on the wrap, I guess. But anyway, great stream. Then, the late stream tonight was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion as we were attempting to finish up the Shivering Isles DLC. Let me tell you, this DLC took every opportunity to waste my time tonight. So, it should just be ending. No. You need to get a staff of Sheo Garat. You go to get the staff. No. You can't just get the staff. You got to get 2 items in order to make the staff again. You have to go to 2 completely separate dungeons, grind through them, get the items, go back. Now you've got the staff. So now you go back and you finish the DLC, right? No, because now the well that powers the staff is also being under attack. So now you have to go underground to another dungeon with more generic enemies. And you have to go through this dungeon to 2 completely separate dungeon parts in it and fight more enemies in there to stop those enemies from attacking the well. So now you can power the water. Now the water powers the staff. You're done with the DLC, right? No. Now you're under attack by the Order. So now Order is attacking. You got to fight off the Order. Finally, the final boss happens with Jigalag, the big final showdown, and then it's done. It literally took exactly 2 hours. Like, exactly 2 hours to finish it tonight. So the DLC clocked in around 12 hours long. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it. This DLC was a grind. This DLC was a major fetch quest-a-thon that was not entertaining. I think that the main game of Oblivion was way better, leaps and bounds better than this DLC. Now, maybe it's because of who I am and the perspective that I'm playing it. Maybe if I had played Oblivion in 2006 and beat it and loved the game and waited a whole year and finally Shivering Isles came out and it's like a big, meaty DLC, you know, anywhere from 10 to 20 hours of content depending on how you play it, maybe I would have liked it more. But, man, it just felt like a time waste. I mean, 12 hours, and guess what? The only real thing I gained was armor. I got a cool golden armor set. Outside of that, no unique weapons or items that I'm going to be using outside of the DLC. You beat the DLC, and the guy Haskill says to you, oh, you've earned all these perks and abilities. You can now do this one, do this one, do this one. And then after he tells you everything you earned by beating the DLC, he goes, oh yeah, it doesn't work outside of this area. So as soon as you leave Shivering Isles and you're back in the main game, you can't use any of this. So essentially, he's like, you just wasted 12 hours of your time because you can't use this in the main game. I was like, what? Oh my god. So essentially, this DLC was absolutely meant to be played as a post-game content, an epilogue to the main story of Oblivion. In fact, some people even said, when you play Skyrim, okay, there's a mission where you meet Sheogorath. And Sheogorath has a staff that's called the Wabbajack, and you use it. Well, the Wabbajack is supposed to be the Sheogorath staff that you made in this DLC, and Sheogorath is supposed to be you from this Oblivion DLC. So it's kind of like, yeah, this is the last thing you did, and your character became an epilogue character that then becomes a side character in Skyrim, which is kind of interesting to see how that all ties together. But for me, meh. I'll be honest, you know, I didn't like it that much. It definitely felt like 2 weeks we've been playing this DLC, and most of it was a waste of time grind rather than anything productive. I'm happy it's done, and I'm actually very happy now to be going back to the main story of Oblivion, which we're not, now we will likely finish sooner rather than later, okay? So, all that being said, all right, let's talk about the future, what's coming up, because now the schedule for this week is going to be a little different, all right? So first of all, I'm off from streaming tomorrow. So there will be no new content tomorrow at all. I'll be off. Enjoy watching anything that you're getting caught up on. There will be one final episode of DSP versus the Internet from this last Saturday released over on my DSP Reacts sister channel. If you want to watch that when it goes live, enjoy. And by the way, if you're a member over there, be sure to nominate the videos for Saturday's event. You need to do so sooner rather than later, or else you're not going to get in for that. But I hope you're all safe and you have a good day away from the streams, all right? Get refreshed, feel rejuvenated. Hope you'll come back strong for Thursday. Now, I will address this. Tonight, on the late stream, Jinx, who was the major supporter all week, literally tipping and doing all this stuff. Tonight was an insane stream, by the way, of Oblivion. Not just Jinx, but Jinx as well as Only Iced Coffee, as well as another person. They all started gifting memberships together, and it was like 20 memberships, 10, 10, 5, 10, 20. And they did so many, freaking my stream program crashed and nothing was working. The queue wasn't updating. I couldn't get animations to work. I had to split the part, shut down OBS, log out of my streaming stuff, log back in, come back, and then it all started working again. So much support actually came in tonight. Everything crapped out. So you may notice when I come back from break, we have way more members than we had because of the insane amount of support that I got on tonight's late stream. Now, Jinx said, FYI, they cannot contribute like this every week. Don't expect this next week, all right? Next week, you know, they may be here, they may support, but it's not going to be crazy hitting every goal next week. So we had 12 straight streams where we hit all of the tips goals. Thank you to anyone who contributed, engaged, or supported this week in any way. This was a huge, you know, week for the channel. The channel jumped in a big way this week with support. A lot of people now have gifted memberships, which I'm sure they're going to enjoy for the next couple of weeks with the big Street Fighter event coming up Sunday, with Street Fighter 6 coming out. They're really going to enjoy being members, I'm sure. So thanks to anyone who contributed to that. And obviously, Jinx, thank you so much. Understood, you cannot do this every day. It's been a whole crazy week. We had the hat and the vest for 12 straight streams. That is nuts. Now, I assume we're going to go back to normalcy this coming Thursday, where sometimes we'll hit goals, sometimes we won't. But in general, listen, I'm happy with the levels of support that I get. This was the really crazy week, exception to the rule kind of deal, all right? So, here's what's going to happen this week. When I come back on Thursday, we're still going to do Star Wars Jedi Survivor as planned, and we're going to do Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster on the late stream. And if you missed it crazy, heavy stuff just happened in the plot. I recommend you get caught up before I return, so that way you know what's going on Thursday night. Friday, we're not doing Elden Ring. Elden Ring can wait. We already beat Elden Ring last year, saw every piece of side content. You know, that Glintstone run is fun. I love it. I want to go back to it, but it shouldn't be a priority when I'm juggling 2 new release games. I don't want to wait till Monday to play Zelda again. So we're doing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom this Friday, and we're heading into that first major dungeon as the main stream. I think that's going to work out the best, and I think that you guys will enjoy it, so that's the deal. Friday night will be Oblivion, and as we head into back to Oblivion, we're going back to the main quest line into the end game. From what I saw, there's only 3 achievements left in Oblivion, meaning we're near the very end of the game. Likely a few more streams, we're going to beat it. So let's see how far we get on Friday night with Oblivion and head into the end game of the story. Saturday will still be my DSP versus the Internet React show on DSP Reacts. Saturday night will be more Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. Sunday, very exciting on Sunday. Sunday is going to be my Street Fighter Marathon, also known as DSP's Fight and Feast. There's going to be gameplay. There's going to be tier makers. There's going to be food taste testing. There's going to be a fantasy battle royal. There's going to be special surprises. There's going to be lots of stuff coming up this Sunday. So I hope that you guys will join and enjoy. Should be a great event, especially if you're getting hyped for Street Fighter 6 like I am. It's a great way to get into that. And then Monday and Tuesday, we'll continue on, likely with more Jedi and more Zelda. And hopefully, sooner rather than later, we will wrap up Oblivion. And if we do, that means that night stream can now be freed up, and maybe we'll actually start playing Elden Ring on the night stream. Okay? That's what you can expect this week. Good amount of Star Wars and Zelda reacting, the special Street Fighter event. Good, fun vibes this coming week. And, you know, will we see the support streak continue on Thursday now that Jinx will not be contributing like that? I don't know. We actually did have a stream where Jinx didn't contribute at all, and we still hit it. So I guess we'll see what happens this coming Thursday. But thank you all. Please have a good evening. Please be safe on the day off tomorrow on Wednesday. I'll, you know, do my best to have a good day and come back and tell you all about it on the podcast this coming Thursday. All right? One final thing. Thank you so much for not allowing drama to derail our content this week. Let me tell you, every freaking direction tried. Literally, every direction tried to derail my content. And, you know, I'm not putting up with it. I'm just, you know, I'm ignoring it all. I'm doing my absolute best. I got some compliments because people were like, wow, it's pretty hard to do that. Like, yeah. These idiots are coming from every direction outside of my streams trying to make fun and derail, and I'm not paying any attention to them. We sit here, we have good fun together, and that's what it's all about. And we had a really great streaming week because of it. So thank you for keeping that up. Let's keep that momentum going when I come back and ignore all outside nonsense. All that I care about is what happens in these 4 walls of this stream and the stuff that we do together, those interactions. That's it. I don't care about any more morons on the internet, okay? Thank you all. Please have a good evening, and I will see you on Thursday when I get back. Peace out, everyone. Have a good night. See you all later. Bye-bye.